Greetings, demons, and welcome to a bit of a different kind of Minecraft video to what I usually do. Obviously, a lot of time I'm doing kind of Let's Plays. This time I'm going to do a slight tour of what exists on my friend's shared server. So this is a relatively new realm that we created, and I have made a decent amount of progress that I'm pretty happy with, so I'm going to be showing off in this video. So yeah, with that being said, let's jump into it and check out my crib.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
So I think it only makes sense to start off as far away from the actual house as possible, because there is a lot of stuff in this world, and I won't be showing off any of the builds by other players, by my friends within this video, but maybe if, people like this video and I can get permission from them, we will check out the other structures around here, because you can see odd glimpses of other structures around, as well as this very nicely enclosed village, which was one of the first structures built in this realm, which, yeah, it kind of shows in a way, but I still think it's pretty nice. And anyway, moving on from that, I do have a path running straight from the walled-off village, and in fact, I installed the door there, and a pathway all the way up to the top. So we are going to go all the way from basically where you saw me start. We will come back to the fox face a little bit later. But yeah, moving all the way up the path, ignoring all of the plant life and stuff that I have up here, we get to my house. And yeah, Lunares, Vulpes, Domum. It is Latin for lunar fox's house, essentially. It means slightly different things depending on how you translate it, but that's essentially what it is. It's the house of the lunar foxes, hence why there's a fox on the side. And yeah, it's just kind of the name that I went for. A lot of the different areas and a lot of the different buildings in this realm have kind of eccentric names, and this is just an example of it that I had. Got the jack-o'-lantern outside, the bell, obviously, which, is it going to let me ring it? No? Apparently not. And I do have the cobblestone generator outside, which, is made out of, what even is this? I don't remember. But I have this just for the sake of making sure I always have access to cobblestone. It is a useful resource after all. But yeah, moving in, we all have the automatic door, and you enter into my sorting and storage room, as well as my auto smelter, which currently is just dealing with creating a ton of stone. Not really for anything in particular, but I ended up with an absolute ridiculous amount, if I can get to that chest, of cobblestone from a few mining missions, I suppose. And yeah, I've just been building up a large amount of stone, because at the end of the day, things like bricks, as we'll come to momentarily, are something that I do use quite a lot of. But yeah, not too special in terms of how everything is sorted. I've just got the sign method. A lot of people in the realm like to use the picture frame or photo frame, whatever you want to call it, method, item frame, I suppose is the correct term. But yeah, I like signs. I like just being able to go and be like, oh, this is wood. There we go. Everything is roughly organised. Some worse than others. The stone one is a little bit of a mess, honestly. But yeah, I honestly don't do too much work to get things like this, but I do like them being like that when, the opportunity arises. Sorting chest, we've already shown the stone chest there. And yeah, this is basically where I go when I need anything that isn't of high value. We'll come to that in a moment. In fact, actually, we'll come to that right now, because going upstairs, we come to what I guess would be the bedroom, and this has all my armor, tools, and weapons, as well as my valuables, which includes a few diamonds, a few emeralds, a lot of redstone, and iron, and a ridiculous amount of copper, which we'll get to why I have so much in a moment, as well as my obsidian and quartz, just because I find them, uncommon enough that they are worth sorting this way. And then I also have all my various little tools and, more specialty items like, golden carrots, golden apples, and enchanted golden apples, as well as ender pearls and horse armor and stuff like that, as well as the dune armor trim. And just a lot of things that I think are of value, but aren't necessarily, this sort of value. We do have a music player, which, does it have anything? No, it doesn't. I do have Cat, as well as I do have a copy of 13, but I don't want to play that. I'll set that going for now, and you can see my 3 parrots. These aren't all the animals I have, but yeah, for some reason only green will actually dance. I don't know if it's just a distance thing. But yeah, only green ever wants to dance for some reason. But yeah, we also have the old world map, which if you are a bit confused by that, essentially old world is the spawn area, and the new world is about 2,000 blocks in that direction. It's basically where half of the server is set up, so I don't have any plans to show that in this video, but definitely something that could be shown a little bit later. Moving up to the top floor, you can see where a lot of the copper went, which was into my roof. It is mostly oxidized, still little patches that haven't quite gone fully green. But yeah, my overall vision for this was to have a very green and orange structure, obviously leaning far more on the orange of the acacia and only a little bit on the green of the copper. But yeah, we do have the spare bedroom essentially, which is just some spare iron doors with a bed. We got my chainmail, which I do have more chainmail than this. You may have actually seen it in the armor chest, sorry. But on the armor stand, we just have the leggings and chest plate. I need a helmet, need some boots at some point. But we also have a pretty stacked... Oh no, this is not the one I thought it was. I was going to say we had a pretty stacked pickaxe, but it's actually just the efficiency gold pickaxe that was dropped by a mob, I believe. We got some hay up here. I do have a ridiculous supply of this stuff that I've stolen from many a village over time. And yeah, otherwise... You may have noticed the path going outside. That is because we have a track system, a few chest carts here, just as reference, really. And yeah, this goes about 2,000 blocks, I think it's 1,800 blocks that direction. Not including all the track, but just the platform alone. And eventually it will go further. Another sign, another bell for my humble abode. Let's get to sleep, and then we'll check out the rest of my... well, base, I guess, my player structure. Because, yeah, there's not really much else up here to go over. I've got a lot more bells. As you can see, I've hunted and looted a lot of villagers over time. And, yeah, I just like to keep the bells around. I think it's more useful to have them out than it is to have them, just sat in a chest. Going back to the bedroom, we do have a little balcony. Nothing too special. You may see all the vines once again. It's just kind of bringing that green colour into the overall structure. And then I quite like... this little effect I have on the floor here with the copper grates. Obviously, these have all turned to fully green by now. But, yeah, I'm going to stop the music now, seeing as we're leaving the area. But, yeah, there we go. That is the main house area. Let's go down the ladder. And, actually, we'll show the very basic-looking animal farm here. We have a bunch of different color sheep. Some cows, just for the sake of getting leather. And then we have my currently unnamed diamond-clad horse, as well as donkey, who, yeah, I don't think has anything on him. No, nothing on him currently, but, yeah, these two are definitely going to be useful in the far future. Just for now, I don't really use them that much, which is why they're just sat in here. Okay, donkey, get off me. Right, so let's go downstairs to the first basement floor, and this is the main, we call it the red room. Look into that as much as you want, but yeah, have a little cupboard in the corner, which doesn't really serve a purpose. Another armor stand with fully black leather armor. I don't know what happened to the boots. There were boots on this guy, but apparently not. And we do have the enchanted hoe, if it lets me take it. Just with efficiency again, nothing too special. Want to get dropped by a mob or found in a chest, one or the other. Got my cauldrons, one of which should have black water. Yes, so this is what I'll need to give him the black boots. All my different potion stands, no potion bottles in them. We've got the cartography table, some chiseled bookshelves, slime blocks, just, fun bits and bobs. Some lily pads in the corner here, a lot of chains hanging down, just various things I found in my travels, some flowers, some mushrooms, all that kind of stuff. Oh, and my two dogs here. Don't have them named yet. That's probably something that I'll do in the future, though. Also need to recolor at least one of their collars, because both of them having red means I can't differentiate between them, but... yeah, two little woodland dogs. Love to see it. And then we have my nether portal. It is a, well, I guess 5x5 technically, a 3x3 interior. And, yeah, that was basically because this entire building is 9x9. I needed it to be central, and you can't be central if you build it the regular 4x3. So here we go. And rather than going into the nether, what we're going to do, open my little door, and we have my enchanting room. Just some basic stuff. I do need to enchant another iron sword and diamond pickaxe just to upgrade further my current tools. But yeah, we have the anvil on the floor, we have this enchantment table in the floor, and otherwise we have a full room of bookshelves, which has become a bit of a problem because if I quickly just grab something, you may notice lowest I can do is 7, and then it's 16, 24. It's not ideal. We need an XP farm in this world. We don't currently have one, but when that happens, eventually, I'm sure I'll figure out something, and yeah, I'll actually be able to enchant things again, because currently it's a little bit difficult. But yeah, moving on from my, I guess it's my upgrades room more than anything, along with the nether portal. we do have my interior farm, pretty basic as it is. We have a chest with some of the supplies for it. Obviously, a basic wheat farm. We do have cocoa beans as well, so I can make cookies. My smoker, which I do have another smoker, I think, upstairs, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this is just in case I wanted to make food while I was down here. My entire tree sapling collection, it is missing the 2 from the nether. We just haven't been able to find the, was it crimson and warp biomes? Yeah, we just haven't been able to find them in enough quantity to be able to actually sacrifice a few mushrooms, but that will happen eventually. These are alphabetical, which is why they're in a little bit of a weird order, just visually, but yeah, very happy with my little collection here. Bunch of banners, once again, from villagers, and you have the water, which is actually from upstairs, just without the lily pads, and obviously also works to help with the irrigation of the crops, so I do have a single 1x1 of water in the middle. The flooring is furnaces. I just had an excess of them. I don't remember why exactly, but I just ended up with a ton of extra furnaces. I just thought they'd make a nice flooring. But going down one more level, we do have what has been called the Satanic Altar. There's not really a purpose for this room. It just kind of exists. You've got candles, you've got fire, netherrack obviously for the fire, a little bit of magma in the roof, and just generally just something of interest. Not really anything too, you know, special. As I say, I don't really spend any time here, but I spent a long time actually making it, so, you know, take that for what you will. It did take a while to mine out all this area and then fill it back in with all the bricks. But yeah, moving down one more step. Oh, if it lets me off the ladder. We do have the open area, which you could probably see when we started all the way down at the bottom. And yeah, this is just 3 blocks of height cut out from this mountain. Not really with any given purpose. I did end up adding a little bit of a geode, as was a gigantic block of furnaces. I don't think any of these actually have coal in them. But yeah, they exist just in case I wanted to mass smelt something. It's not really likely to happen. I also have a ton of chests here, once again, all empty. And it just comes down to, I needed something here to give it a bit of purpose. I just haven't really utilized this area very much so far. So the only thing further down, I will show one element and then I'll just tell you about the other. But if we go down a decent way, we will come to, I didn't realize how far this actually was. There is a pathway to the outside world, unless I've gone past it already. I may have already gone past it. Because I do have a pathway down to the bottom of the mountain through this ladder. If I can find it. No. I should mark it better. I think in future, I think that's a lesson here. Here we go. So yeah, it just comes out at the edge of the mountain, outside the walls of the village, and just allows me to quickly get back up if, for whatever reason, I'm down on ground level, you know, rather than going all the way to the stairs on the other side. If I'm at this side, I can just go up the ladder system. And yeah, right at the bottom, we do have a pretty large cave system, and I do plan to keep going further and further down as time goes on. But for now, yeah, it's not really worth showing for the sake of the video. Okay, so I guess the only other thing of any note that I've worked on is this bridge section. This goes between my mountain and the, you know, top of the mountain entrance to one of the other player bases, so I'm not going to show that right now. But it was originally a little bit higher, and I moved it down. It does technically lead into a mine area. But yeah, the mine area isn't much to do with me. It just happened to be underneath my mountain. And yeah, that's really all there is for the, you know, immediate underside of my main home. So with that being said, let's get out of here and move on through my aviary. So I do have 2 little bee hives, bee nests, whatever you want to call them. I do have chests next to them just to be able to collect the supplies from them, though I don't have shears on me right now to be able to do it. Obviously the campfires are just so that the bees don't attack me, and you may notice a lot of different flowers. This was all bone mealed after the fact, just so that the bees didn't wander too far. But that does bring us onto the tower, and once again, bell at the door, as usual. This one doesn't have the automatic door because I haven't bothered making a jungle pressure plate. But yeah, this is a very simple tower, nothing on any of the floors, though it does have, you know, plenty of space to put stuff in at some point. And yeah, right at the top, we don't, once again, have much going on. We've got stone cutter just because it was getting a bit annoying having to make more stone bricks by going down, so I just bring a ton of stone with me whenever I'm working on this. And technically I haven't finished the roof, though I haven't quite decided what kind of roof I want. It is closed off, obviously, with a nice little staircase if you want to access the roof. But yeah, this is basically a lookout tower. It's, I believe, the second tallest structure in the realm right now. One of the player bases is on a mountain that is already at cloud height by default, so there's actually the structure goes above cloud height, which mine doesn't. I think there is also a tree base that is similar in terms of height to mine, but yeah, this is one of the tallest structures in the realm right now, and once again, work in progress, not quite finished yet. But yeah, with all that being said, there's only really one thing that I want to show off left, that being the thing that I mentioned right at the start, the giant fox face. So this was never like an intentional thing. I just kind of wanted to make a, you know, mob face, and I do quite like the Minecraft fox, one of my favorite mobs in the game. I do really need to get some tamed and brought over here at some point. I have found a few, but I've never actually gone all the way to taming them. And you know what? Let's go downstairs and get a better view of the pixel art face that I did, because I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's not perfect to the actual face in game, but it is still pretty good. This is still too close to be able to fully see it. But yeah, if we just get a little bit of distance along the wall here, I'm very happy with how that looks. And it also works really well into the green, not the green estate, the orange aesthetic of my house in general. And obviously the orange windows on the tower as well as the house itself. It all just kind of brings it together into being this, you know, orange-themed, fox-themed sort of abode. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with how all this comes out. So that is the base. There is one thing worth just showing extra as it becomes night and we have to sleep in a village house, though I don't think any of these actually have beds anymore. Let's just be very quick about it and we can jump over to the other side. Oh, we do have a traveling villager. I'll take those leads, thank you. But yeah, this is a lot of the work of one of the other players on this server, which has been really good, been really, really well done. But yeah, we do have the Nether transportation network, which is mostly nothing to do with me, but I do work on some of the structures for actually connecting them together, this being the Old World hub. And yeah, if you don't know, this is the London Underground. I think it's also the New York Underground logo. But yeah, that's what is there at the top. A little bit of a basic structure with stone brick, bit of broken stone brick and mossy stone brick and stuff. I think this is from, yeah, it's from a different player when they were in the Nether. And while I haven't worked on any of the other features in the Nether, there are things in here, in case you were wondering. I'll quickly show them, though it is the work of a different player. But yeah, that is really the extent of what I've done in this world. So, yeah, there we go. So we have a little tunnel system. I did do the stairs, which is a pretty minor aspect of it, but yeah, was a little bit time-consuming and pretty resource-intensive. A lot of this is the work, as I say, of others, though I think the portal is because of me. It wasn't made by me, but it is it's there because I caused an issue with the portal system. But yeah, with that being said, though, that is everything I've done on this world, and there's definitely going to be more stuff to do in the future. Obviously, I've already mentioned about the whole track system. It goes about 1,800 blocks, and it will go further eventually, but for right now, it is very much a work in progress, along with, you know, a lot of the stuff that I have in this world. But that's the fun thing about a realm. You can just work on it whenever. You know, you don't have to have friends in here. I don't actually run this realm. It's actually one of the other players. But yeah, overall, just a very fun time. I love playing with my friends on Minecraft. It is a really fun game to play with other people, and just being able to hop on whenever I get the chance. You know, I don't always have time to play with them, but when I do, it's always great. And, you know, when not, it's always nice to just play some Minecraft and kind of just progress a little bit. You know, you may have noticed I do have a bit of an odd set of armor. I do have some very highly enchanted golden boots. It's purely for Nether travel for the most part, but I do just wear them in general, and some beaten up regular iron armor. And then I already showed both my... It's not laying me down. What's happened here? There we go. I've already shown my sword with Unbreaking 3, Fire Spec 1, Sharpness 3, and Knockback 2, as well as my Diamond Pickaxe with Fortune and Efficiency 3. I do also have the bow with Unbreaking 2, Power 3, sorry. So, yeah, overall, I feel like I've progressed pretty well, and I have a lot to show for it. I do want to get more animals. Potentially a cat would be really useful. And, yeah, eventually, everything that you see will be finished. The roof on the tower, whatever I'm doing with the giant cutout in the mountain, and just, a bunch of other things will get covered over time. But, yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, comment below your thoughts or feelings on everything that I've shown off in this video. And, yeah, tell me, do you want me to see if I can get permission to show off some of the other structures in more detail? Because I'm sure most of them would be perfectly happy to. But, yeah, with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but we'll survive. I just wanna take